a never-say-die attitude, and a different hero each night. Tonight, they welcome the Marlins to Nationals Park with every intention of taking at least 2 this weekend.
It's a great day for baseball.
Well, the baseball world certainly taking a look at the Washington Nationals. Look at the fans filing into Nationals Park tonight, mainly because they're that young guy. Scott Olson, 7 1/3 no-hit innings last night against the Atlanta Braves as the Nationals take the rubber game of the series, and they win the series. A 3-2, and Willie Harris's walk-off RBI with the bases loaded. Johnny Holiday, Rob Dibble, great to have you with us tonight here in Masson as the Florida Marlins come to town. Little payback time for this ball club in mind because Florida took 2 or 3 last weekend.
Yeah, they're a very good ball club and one of our competition, especially in this division. But last night was a fantastic game, and so let us go back and look at it now. Some of the plays last night, obviously the 7 1/3, no-hit innings, 20-plus, shutout innings by this kid in his last 3 starts. Tremendous job by Scott Olson, and then there you see the Ross hit. But you know what? It was still a fabulous outing. It gave us an opportunity to win the ball game, even after Tyler Clippard came in, gave up that 2 RBI hit to Jason Hayward. He comes back, he regroups, and he gets the double play ball and gives us an opportunity to stay in this ball game. And then Zim, after the nobody on walk to Adam Kennedy, now you got 2nd and 3rd for Willie Harris, and Willie came through a clutch hit again coming off the bench. So it was a well-rounded win again for the Nationals. Another well-started game by the pitchers.
It would have been a crying shame if this ball club lost that game last night. They didn't. A little momentum going into tonight's game, and last Saturday a good pitching matchup between Volstad and Craig Stammen. The same matchup again tonight, Rob.
Yeah, same matchup. Big kid Volstad, 9 innings pitched, only allowed 1 run in a 7-1 defeat of the Nationals. So Stammen, you got to come back strong and try to get some payback tonight.
And how about last night? Pudge Rodriguez going deep for the first time in a Nationals uniform. 306 career home runs for the Nats catcher. He'll be ready to go tonight against the Florida Marlins. You will be too. Sit back and relax. Starting lineups. First pitch coming up right around the corner on Masson. Jaguar Visit your local Jaguar dealer to experience the 2011 Jaguar XJ. And welcome back, everybody. Great to have you with us. What a nice to go on a cruise up the old Potomac and out of Custia, but better yet to be at Nationals Park. Let's take a look at the Florida Marlins lineup for tonight. They're coming off being swept by the San Francisco Giants. Chris Coughlin leads off. He'll be in left field, and Gabby Sanchez batting second at first. Hanley Ramirez had 2 home run days Sunday against the Giants. The shortstop for the Marlins, Jorge Cantu, in that cleanup spot. Dan Uggla will be at second base. Then John Baker follows, and Craig Stammen set to deliver the first pitch. Cody Ross and Brett Carroll also batting behind John Baker. And Stammen on the mound tonight for the Nats. He's got some little makeup time from last week, Rob.
Absolutely, and he's got to hold down the opponents. .330 batting average against coming in, 34 hits in 25 innings.
And Stammen certainly due a shot up the middle, base hit for Coughlin to start off this ball game. Train game temperature. Visit trainsearch.com to locate an independent train dealer near you. It's hard to stop a train. Temperature is about 76 degrees. There you see it. And the wind south-southeast 13, humidity only 43%. Forecast for partly cloudy skies tonight. Scott Olson can sit back and relax and say, hey, I pitched the best game of my career last night.
Well, the no-hitter's out of the way early tonight, Johnny.
Yes, it is. Chris Coughlin only a 183 batter so far for the Marlins this year. That base hit gets things going for Freddie Gonzalez Ball Club. Bob Carpenter away. He'll be back with you on Monday, attending his daughter's graduation down in Oklahoma. And Stammen delivers. Coughlin takes off. 1, 2.
Great turn.
Wow.
Wow. I heard Ryan Zimmerman say last night, Johnny, that he's going to keep playing the way he's playing, and I hope he does. He's a Gold Glove third baseman. Those throws mean nothing last night. You're able to win the ball game, so just move on. He throws the same way over to Christian Guzman. Guzman getting more comfortable at second base, and that is a fabulous turn of a double play right there with a guy barreling down on you.
Zim to Guzman to Adam Dunn, and the twin killing gets the first 2 batters off the bases. Hanley Ramirez, 2 homers on Sunday, hitting .372 against right-handers, and he's had his way with Craig Stammen this year, 6 for 7.
Break him down. Find what works. What's working for you. Don't want to just keep throwing straight fastballs all night. Get some kind of two-seamer working, some kind of cutter, breaking ball, whatever. Protect that lead if we get it, and then trust your defense right there, getting you out of a jam, double play, got you 2 outs.
And ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes to Ramirez, a .318 batter, 6 home runs. Leads the ball club in hits with 34, walks with 15.
Hits Stammen pretty well.
Yes, he does.
6 for 7 with a home run and 4 RBI. And they're against right-handed pitching this year, blistering them.
And the 0-2 from Stammen. And a foul back out of play. Braves got knocked off by the Giants, 9-6 and 12. For the Marlins by the Giants, 9-6 and 12, 3-2 and 6-3. Florida kind of lips in, having lost 5 of their last 7 ball games. Last week in Florida, taking 2 out of 3 from Jim Riggleman's ball club. And Stammen delivers the 0-2. Just missed inside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Marlins as a team, a .264 batting average. Jorge Cantu on deck. Then Uggla. Then Baker, Ross, and Carroll, and then Chris Molstad, the pitcher. And misses inside again.
The one thing we didn't do down in Florida was come inside on Hanley Ramirez and Uggla and some of the other guys on this team, and you have to pitch them inside. And right here, stands them up, 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Let them come in a little deeper. Maybe not this at bat. You got to continue to pound inside, not just helping yourself, but tomorrow's pitcher.
Pounded to Zimmerman, on to Dunn. Ramirez is tagged out, and that's it for the Marlins. Top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first. No score. go to the bottom of the first here at Nationals Park, and a beautiful night in our nation's capital. Marlins making sure that Craig Stammen would not have the kind of success that Scott Olson had against Atlanta last night. Elijah Morgan leads off for the ball club. Christian Guzman in that number 2 hole. Then comes Ryan Zimmerman, Adam Dunn, Josh Willingham, Ivan Rodriguez. Willie Harris, the game-winning RBI last night in the bottom of the ninth. The walk-off with the bases loaded. Ian Desmond bats 8th, and Craig Stammen will bat 9th. And Chris Volstead, a big, big kid, Rob, and this guy's got the whole package.
Yes, he does. He is 6'7". He was taught at an early age by the one and only Jim Palmer on mechanics and the curveball. And against us last time out, he was fantastic. 9 innings pitched, allowed 1 run. And so he repeats his mechanics very well, and he challenges you all the time.
And Volstead is 2-1 lifetime against the Nationals. Second consecutive start for both these guys, Stammen and Volstead, against respective opponents. Grounded to second base, Ugla on, and there's 1 down.
Let's scout the big man. As we said before, Road Grime has not pitched very well on the road his last few outings. On the road, he has given it up, so we've got to cut him down to size. We did not do it in the last game, and he's got the downward movement. The curveball, the fastball, it's all coming from a very high height. Make him bring it down to you a little bit, and or bring it up, I should say.
Guzman up the middle, base hit. That takes care of Volstead. Any thoughts of having a nice ball game tonight of the no-hit variety against Washington? And defensively for the Marlins, Sanchez at first and Ugla at second. Cantu down at third with Ramirez. At short, Baker behind the plate, Coughlin and Ross and Carroll. Near the outfield, left to right.
I wanted to give you this on Volstead. The Road Grime I didn't get to. 0-2 with an 8.6 ERA in his last 4 road starts. 5 home runs given up. He's trying to get that bad dirt off of him.
Ryan Zimmerman, career-wise against Volstead, 6 for 12 and a home run. Only Nationals player in the starting lineup to have gone deep against him. Good control pitcher, Rob?
Yes, he is.
Only 10 walks and 17 strikeouts.
He had a lot of problems last year with hits, especially with runners in scoring position, and that was where he was getting killed. But doesn't walk a lot of guys. He's going to come right after you. Once again, he's one of those younger pitchers on the Marlins staff, and these guys are still developing. They have one of the best pitching staffs in baseball. Actually, both Florida teams do, because the Rays have one of the best starting 5 in the game too.
And when you throw Volstead followed by Johnson tomorrow back-to-back, that's a pretty tough pair of pitchers for anybody to face. Both ball clubs with a hit early. Bottom of the first, no score. Nationals 9-7 at home this year. Tied for second place in the East with the Mets. Only 2 games back with Philadelphia. And the guys in blue working the ball game tonight. Dan Isonia behind the plate. Dale Scott at first and Jerry Meals down at second base. And Mark Wegner handles the umpiring duties at third. 1-2 the count to Zimmerman. Leads the ball club with 11 doubles. Went 2 for 4 last night. And a very, very impressive .333 batting average. Adam Dunn waiting patiently for his cuts against Volstead. Rob, is there anything that we haven't seen Zimmerman do? A bounder to short. Ramirez makes the play. The force.
Maybe got a call right there at second base.
Safe at second.
Wow. Looked like a good play by Hanley Ramirez.
Didn't get the ball there in time.
Well, let's take a look at this. Backhands it, beautifully caught. They have made a lot of errors up the middle between Ugla and Hanley Ramirez, and there you see Christian Guzman hustling to second base, and he is safe.
And they will give Zimmerman a base hit. With Guzman at second, Adam Dunn steps in. And the Nationals have something going in the first inning. I'm going to ask you, Rob, about when you watch Ryan Zimmerman, is there anything he can't do in this game of baseball?
Maybe steal 50 bases in a season. That's about it. He's not Niger Morgan fast, but he's an excellent base runner, going first to third or even first all the way to home. I mean, he does everything well.
I can't think of a third baseman in the game that makes that short hop play as well as he does.
Well, it'd be good if we could score here early. When we score first, we're 11-8, Johnny.
Right off the top of your head?
No, I have a cracked staff hidden away somewhere at the stadium that feeds me information.
Adam, with runners in scoring position, would like to improve in that 107 average. 93 in the gun for Ballstead. 3 balls, no strikes to Adam Dunn. Second behind Chase Utley in walks this year with 22. Guzman at second, Zimmerman at first. And he lost him.
Not even close.
23rd walk of the year. And the bases are loaded with 1 down. Well, the 9 series this year, the thing that impresses everybody, Rob, is that 5 series wins, thanks to last night's over the Braves.
Well, 5-3-1. Ivan Rodriguez is crushing against the Marlins, a team that he won a world championship with. And there you see the Marlins. Runners on, they hit the heck out of the ball, nobody on. They have trouble actually getting themselves on base. So let's not walk them.
Willingham, a shot to third. Cantu to second for 1. No play at first. They run to score. Guzman across the plate. And the Nationals lead it 1-0.
Well, new meaning to manufacturing a run. You had the infield hit by Zim, getting Christian over to second, then Dunn with the walk, gets him to third. And then you get the little bobbly by Cantu. He flips it over, and Ugla doesn't even try to offer to try to throw out the hammer at first. There you go. Maybe the one Achilles heel that we like about the Marlins is that they don't field the ball perfectly.
You're not a good fielding team.
No.
Last in the National League, 980%. Well, a chance for Josh Willingham to do some damage. I beg your pardon, Pudge Rodriguez. Willingham at first. And Zimmerman over at third. A 1 ball, no strike count to Rodriguez. And Pudge with his first home run last night.
And it was huge.
You missed it. It was.
It was huge. No hitter, no runs in the game at that point, and needed something to get on the board, and Pudge delivered with a huge home run, his first one in a Nats uniform. What'd you say, 306 for the career?
306 for the career, 1 here. For a future Hall of Famer.
Oh, he's amazing.
I mean, it's a lock. Ball and a strike to Rodriguez.
Wow. 5 for 11 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. That's excellent.
Yeah, that average a sizzling 403. Fouls it back on the screen, 1 and 2. I asked Rob earlier about if you were to take a guess as to who leads the Nationals in base hits this year, who would you come up with? He nailed it.
Pudge.
Pudge, 31.
He's hitting 403. He's a lifetime 300 hitter in the major leagues. It's just been a marvel because not easy to catch 2,400 games at the major league level and still be a good hitter, a good runner, be physically fit at 38 years old.
Nationals 2 hits in the first inning here. Pudge fouls it off to the right. against the Marlins here at Nationals Park. 5-7. Well, dating back to 2008, Florida's had their hand in 28 wins, 28-10. Freddie Gonzalez, native of Miami, Florida. Where do you go? Southwest High School, something like that?
Mm-hmm.
His average, his numbers for his career as the manager for the Marlins. Rodriguez stays alive. Count still 1-2. 2 down in the bottom of the first. 1-0 Washington. Halstead from the stretch will check over with Willingham at first and Zimmerman at third.
And just in the month of April, Pudge had 10 multi-hit games, Johnny. 26 hits in all. Hit .449 for the month.
And wants to play every day.
Actually, that was his on-base percentage. He hit .413 for the month. I apologize. Great at bat right here. Got the pitch count now on Volstad up to 21 for the inning.
That's good.
That's very good.
Yeah.
More pitches we can get on this young man, especially after he threw close to 120 in his last start against us, going 9 innings.
We're going to talk about how far this ball club is ahead of last year's team. The Nats did not win their 5th series of the year until July 20th, 21st, and 22nd. 11 weeks ahead of last year's pace.
Well, a different team, different year, and
different atmosphere too.
Yeah, give Mike Rizzo, Jim Riggleman, but give Mike Rizzo and his evaluation team a lot of credit. They brought the right people in to bring this team together, make it more of a friendly atmosphere in that clubhouse. Got rid of some people that didn't want to coexist the way that clubhouse is right now together. It's not about talent sometimes. It's about, can you all get along? Can you all get on the same page and want to do the same things? Play unselfish baseball, and they've done all of it.
Wallstead about to deliver his 23rd pitch of this inning. Pudge with a bounder to Ramirez at shortstop on the Ugla. And the side is retired, but not before the Nationals strike first tonight. They lead it 1-0 as we head to the top of the second. The Gwinnett Braves for Syracuse.
Well, he's thrown 96. He's touched 99, I think, 3 times, and I'm sure he's fired up. And the rest of the game will be shown after in its entirety, especially all the innings that young Strasburg will throw against the Gwinnett Braves after Nats Extra after this game.
Yep. After Ray and Byron wrap up what we hope will be a first of the series win over the Marlins tonight. Jorge Cantu leads off.
I know I'm going right home. Watch Nats Extra and then watch Steven Strasburg.
He reached 99 on the gun up in Syracuse in that first inning. First pitch was 96. That's reminiscent of Norm Charlton and Randy Myers and the other guy.
I don't know who that other guy was. That guy carried the water out to the bullpen. Yeah, 96. He's got a great arm. And everything that's been said about him, it's true. But remember, don't go crazy. He's only had 22 innings in professional baseball. Got to mature, and he's got to build up strength.
Down to Zimmerman. Nice run to his left to make the play. On the down, there's one down. Well, we talked about Ryan Zimmerman's defense. Look how smooth he is going to his left on this one.
Well, and what was bothersome to me is he makes this look routine. It is not. He is a fabulous, if not one of the best I've ever seen. H.H. Gregg catches the action. So when he does throw a couple of balls away and people start going, whoa, what's going on? That's because he's so great the rest of the time. And that's, people take his defense for granted. I don't, because I haven't seen too many third basemen that are even close to him. So enjoy Ryan Zimmerman. Don't knock him when he just makes a couple of errors. Enjoy him all the time.
Boy, lucky to have an all-star caliber third baseman like him in this city.
Well, and then the kid out at short, Desmond. I mean, we've definitely got one of the best left side infields in baseball. That kid's arm right there, Desmond, is as good as any in the game. And he gets, I'm not even going to say more confident, because he's already really confident. He's one of the more confident young men I've ever met. And the fact that he loves Pete Rose as his favorite player, I like him even more. But he's a very confident young man to go with a Gold Glover at third and then a 13-time Gold Glover behind home plate. Defense is one of the better things with the Nationals this year.
Count is 2 balls and a strike to Dan Uggla. Born in Louisville, Kentucky. Made his debut back on April 3rd of 2006. 6 homers, 18 driven, and one of 3 Marlins players. Ramirez and Cantu and Uggla. 3, 4, and 5 batters in that lineup, all but 6 home runs.
Remember that number 2 on the list. We had it last night with Olsen. Protect the lead. Get the lead. Put some donuts up there. Keep the momentum on your side of the field. Nice job.
Yep. Let's go downstairs to Debbie Taylor with some news. Debbie, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing, Johnny? I got to tell you, Matt Chico is going to be making his first start in the big league since May 21st, 2008. He'll fill in for John Lannon, who's getting some rest. And he's been pitching so well in AA Harrisburg, especially after having Tommy John surgery. And Mike Rizzo told me he's really earned this opportunity and that the team did consider starters J.D. Martin and Aaron Thompson. With J.D. Martin, he's had some back spasms, so that was not an option. And then Aaron Thompson has done really well. But Mike said when they bring him up, they want him to stay. Johnny?
Okay, thank you, Debbie. Matt Chico, 26 innings pitched at Harrisburg, struck out 17, only walked 7.
Yep, and, he's a control pitcher. He's going to off-speed the heck out of the Marlins tomorrow. And that Thompson kid is the one we got in return for Nick Johnson last year when we traded him down to the Marlins, and that's the one guy that Mike Rizzo really wanted. So the fact that we've got some other guys down in the minor leagues besides Drew Storn, besides Steven Strasburg, just shows you that you can never have enough pitching talent.
A couple of years ago, Matt won 7 games for the small club, 7-9 back in 07.
And you may not use it in the big leagues, but you could always trade for someone later. And that's, you look at the Phillies last year trading for Cliff Lee, then trading for Roy Halladay. Those are the kind of things that help you win championships and divisions and getting to the playoffs and things like that. So you can never have enough talent at the lower levels.
Phillies and Braves are scoreless in the second. Down to Desmond at short. Bobbles it, picks it up. Has he got to play? No. Heck of an effort just to get to that ball.
Yeah, good range. Baker hustling down the line, and that might have hastened the bobble, but it's a great job right here. He was playing him towards third base, so he's got to come back over towards second. He bobbles it, and once you bobble it with a left-handed hitter, you're pretty much done. Took a bad hop. You see on the X mode there. There's the hustle of John Baker.
And still no ruling yet from the official. Error 6, Arizona Desmond. And the Nats commit their first of the night.
You know what, though? I mean, he's made so many amazing plays, and even in the no-hitter last night was making some great plays at shortstop. As long as with 2 outs, you get back in the dugout unscathed, you can live with some of the mistakes he's going to make early on in his career.
No question. Hammond comes inside with a 91-mile-an-hour fastball to Cody Ross, the Marlins center fielder.
He may have missed the strike zone, but I like the idea. He's pitching hard inside. He's trying to tie up their hands. Every now and then, too, you might want to buzz the tower. That's what we did not do down in Florida, and they tore us up because of it.
And Ross with a rope to left field. Willingham will have to play it off the wall. Heading around third, they're going to send it. Here's the relay, and then they missed the cutoff man. And scoring, standing up to tie the ball game at 1-1 all the way is John Baker from first base. So Cody Ross with the RBI, his 14th of the year.
2-0 pitch right here, right down Broadway. That's not what you really want to do. You want to locate fastballs, whether it's 2-0 or 3-2 or 0-2. You want to be able to hit your spot with 2 outs. You don't just want to lay in a 2-0 fastball, and now because of that double, it's a tie ball game.
And the Marlins have their second hit of the night, and they've got Ross at second base with 2 down, and a tie ball game.
It's unfortunate because, like I said, when you get the momentum, you want to hold on to it for a few innings at least, so that the other team thinks, okay, we're out of this right now, and we're going to have to battle and change our strategy to get back in it. You know, now the Marlins have erased the one run we just got, and now you got to go back to work.
Brett Carroll with a .293 batting average, 2 homers, 7 driven in, a stolen base for the Marlins. Up for the first time to face the slants of Craig Stammen. 2 quality starts for Craig this year. Colorado and the Dodgers. Outstanding against the Rockies, 8 innings. The Dodgers, 7 innings. Best pitch for Craig, fastball.
His sinking fastball.
Yeah.
He's got a great sinker, but he's also got a huge hammer of a curveball that I haven't seen him use in 3-4 starts. And I don't know why he's getting away from it. I mean, maybe he doesn't think he can consistently throw for a strike, but if you get ahead with fastballs and changeups, then you throw the hammer in the dirt and get guys to swing at it.
And the 2-1 to Carroll.
If anything, his command has been too much around the plate. And I don't mean that in a bad way. What I do mean is that sometimes you need to come way down low or way up high to change the visual of the hitter. You don't want that guy just saying, okay, everything he throws is a certain speed, right around 84 to 91 miles an hour. Everything's going to be right around the plate. You don't want the hitters to feel comfortable while they're standing up there.
And then waiting on a certain pitch.
Look at Pudge back there smacking his glove.
2-2.
And he moves outside. Good pitch.
Now the count is full to Brett Carroll.
Watch Pudge right here. He's going to, well, it was right before that. He smacked his glove, and then he just missed the location a little bit low.
This is the 12th start for Carroll since coming back off the DL for Florida. Now they're down to Zimmerman foul. But much of last year between AAA New Orleans and the big club. Count is full, 3-2, 1-1 ball game, and 2 out here in the bottom of the or top of the second. You know, going back to Stammen's curveball, is it because when something's not working well, you got him? Call third strike. Carroll is down on strikes. We go to the bottom of the second. Willie Harris leads off for the Nationals. The 10th from Willie Harris in left field. And
yes, I do. Game-winning catch right there. Ended the ball game. Matt Capps with the save. Nationals with the win because of Willie Harris. And then last night, 2-2 game. Willie Harris ends it right there with a hit. So winning it in different ways. The glove, the bat. Willie Harris is very clutch for the Nationals.
And to kind of paraphrase what Willie says, I want to play. Doesn't matter where I play, I just want to be in the lineup. He's in it again tonight. He will lead off to start the Nationals' second inning against Chris Volstead. And takes a strike. Harris career-wise against the Marlins right-hander, 0 for 3. And what a great guy to have in that clubhouse, too.
Oh, very unselfish player. Always upbeat, always happy, works his tail off. And that's the one thing, if you look around that clubhouse, there's not a guy that's missing too many extra batting practice sessions where they come out early. Today they were out there an hour and a half before their regular batting practice time hitting.
And Volstead rings him up with a swinging third strike to begin the second inning. Luna, our second inning sponsor, call today for the Luna Double and get your second room of flooring free. All you got to do is call 877-241-LUNA. And with one down, Ian Desmond steps in.
There you go. The 2006 Rookie of the Year voting. Our Zim finished second, had a great year.
And he almost took Volstead's head off for that shot. And nice grab by Ugler, but it's a base hit. Infield variety for Desmond.
Way to start off after that out. Willie Harris, he smokes the first pitch he sees right back up the middle. Volstead took a stab at it. Ugler made a nice stop, but with Desmond's speed, didn't even offer a throw.
Yeah, no chance to get him.
Why bother? Might throw it away.
And Craig Stammen's job to get Desmond down to second base. Nationals have their third hit of the ballgame.
Well, the one thing Stammen can do is handle himself at the plate. He might pull that thing back and swing.
He's 3 for 10 with an RBI this year.
Not so. He goes with the bunt. If you're going to bunt, you got to give yourself up. You got to bend the knees, not the bat. And you got to use it like a shock absorber and try to keep it away from Cantu. You don't want to hit it so hard that you hit it to Cantu and he could go to Hanley Ramirez at second base.
Cantu about 20 feet away. Bunts to Cantu. Throws to second for one. Back to first. Double play. And the inning is over. Well, the Nationals do not score here in the bottom of the second. And we go to the top of the third. It's a 1-1 ball game here at Nationals Park. against the Florida Marlins. Coming up Sunday, of course, Mother's Day. We invite you to spend your Mother's Day with your family here at Natch Park. The first 20,000 fans through the gates against the Marlins on Sunday get a free water bottle presented by Harris Teeter. And stick around after the game for the first ever Kids and Moms Run the Bases. Of course, tonight's the fireworks night. Then after our telecast and Nats Extra post game, you can watch that Steven Strasburg debut with Syracuse in its entirety against the Gwinnett Braves. Now we go to the top of the third, 1-1 ball game. Stammen's been consistently around that 88 to 92 mark tonight, Rob. And delivers outside, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. What kind of a hitter is Baldstad? He's 333, 3 for 9.
He's a big kid swinging a big bat. Give yourself a chance. Now he's all set as he takes a strike right there. But, you know, you don't want pitchers to go up there and just take 3 strikes, Johnny. I mean, if there's nobody on base, you're leading off the inning, you might as well swing from the heels. You may hit it, and it may go somewhere.
And one of the best hitting pitchers on this team is Jason Marquis.
Jason Marquis on our club, on their club, Josh Johnson. A couple starts ago, he had 12 strikeouts and 3 RBI.
That's a bounder down to Desmond at short. On to Dunn, and there's 1 down. Now to go back to the top of the Marlins lineup. Chris Coughlin, the left fielder. Got a base hit his first time up. 1 of 3 for Florida tonight. 1 of 2 hits they have, rather. He's got 1, and Cody Ross has the other one. Well, and one thing Marquis said, Rob, and maybe you had the same mindset when you were playing. You didn't want to be an automatic out, so you spent some time in the cage hitting.
Mm-hmm. I didn't have a lot of at-bats, but I didn't want to be an easy strikeout. I think I had about 25 at-bats in the big leagues as a short reliever, and I only had 5 strikeouts. So I wasn't going to just sit there and let you strike me out. If my arm was sore, my elbow, my shoulder, I mean, I wouldn't just try to hit a tapper in the infield somewhere. I'd try to put it in play, but I tried to make contact.
Yeah, right. Coughlin fouls it off down the left field line. Chris started the year with a 109 average. Started off 5 for 46. He's brought it up to 183.
Well, you're coming off your Rookie of the Year, and now they have a book on you. They're going to try and pitch you a lot tougher than they did last year.
It was a banner year. 321 he hit.
I'll tell you what on that. Ooh.
9 home runs, 47 RBIs in 128 games. Take a look at that pitch again.
Well, right there's the plate.
Oh, well, he's way past your line.
Well, he looks pretty close to swinging the bat.
Yeah, the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, the 1-2 from Stammen. Foul back. Marlins as a team only hitting .264, 7th in the National League. Well, the Nationals hitting .255, they are 10th. Mets lead the Giants 3-0 in the third. Two the count. 1 down here in the top of the third. I can't wait for tomorrow night to see you in that baby blue tux.
Wait till you see that blue velvet bow tie that I have.
Line drive to right field. Another sensational catch by Willie Harris.
All right, now he's just showing off.
Yeah.
That's
kind of
out of
routine
control.
for Willie, yeah.
Exactly. Come on.
He had one way to catch this ball. Full extension.
Yeah, he had to get fully extended or this is going to be a sure double, maybe a triple. So once you commit, you better catch it. And he does. What a great grab right there. It's all or nothing. Willie knows it.
Gabby Sanchez grounded a double play his first time up.
Spectacular there on the Exmo.
I think Willie just likes to make the mass and highlight reel, don't you? Home run last night, big catch against the Mets, big catch tonight against the Marlins.
Yeah, that big game-winning hit last night, and obviously he's had some game-winning home runs here, even at this ballpark. But the defense gets you noticed not just on the highlights. Your teammates and especially the pitching staff and Stammen, that ball was a line shot, and he just saved a sure double. Maybe a triple.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Sanchez, the Marlins first baseman.
Well, they better be buying Willie and Niger and Hammer a bunch of dinners, our pitching staff, because I know Eric Davis and some of my teammates, I had to buy them a lot of dinners because they made a lot of great catches behind me. You're not going to strike out everybody or get double plays. You need amazing defense to win ball games, and we've had a lot of game-saving catches, game-winning catches.
Yeah, you've seen some from Bernardino. You've seen some from Josh Willingham. Another strikeout for Craig Stammen. Sanchez is gone, and so are the Marlins in the top of the third. We go to the bottom of the third, 1-1 in Washington. Dibble. Let's send it down to Debbie Taylor with our FCA sideline report. Visit FCA.org, the Association for IT Pro. Deb?
Well, Johnny, the Nats continue to win series, and Niger Morgan told me today, especially against the division opponents, that's pretty big.
Just in case it gets a little bit tight later on in the season, getting closer to the end of the season, we like to have them series, and basically that's what we're doing now. We're just piling on those the series wins against our division opponent, which is definitely making a lot of noise too.
Teams are noticing how pesky these Nats are. They just do not give up. Johnny, Rob?
Niger Morgan leads off for the Nationals. Back to the top of the order. Guzman and Zimmerman will follow. A shot down to third, and Cantu across, and there's one down. Niger 0 for 2 in this ball game.
It's a nice play by Cantu, especially with Niger Morgan up there. You got to play in. You got to expect him to try to lay down a bunt, maybe once, maybe twice a game, and rips a shot right here at Jorge Cantu. Smokes it. Boom. Quick pick. Now that I got you, let you run a little bit and then fire you out at first base. So nice play by Cantu.
And with one down, Christian Guzman steps in, scored the ball game's only run for Washington in the first inning. And he takes the first pitch for a ball from Chris Volstad. Volstad beat Stammen last Saturday in Miami 7-1. As Florida took 2 out of 3. Down to the second, Dan Uggla. And Sanchez barely got it. Good speed for Christian Guzman.
A little slow getting rid of the ball. Christian Guzman still has some pretty good speed getting down the line. Almost beat that out.
And the Nats all-star third baseman, Ryan Zimmerman, up for the second time. Got a base hit in the first inning. Average at 343. On base percentage, 384. Incidentally, we were talking about that baby blue tux that Rob's going to wear tomorrow night at the Dream Foundation Gala at the Gaylord National Resort. All the Nationals players will be there. Something you really should make plans for. If you haven't this year, but maybe next year you can get over there with us. And it's a terrific night. Auction, dinner, dancing.
And a terrific cause.
Yes.
Dream Foundation does so many things in the inner cities. When I was here for the Winter Caravan, Marla Lerner, Tannenbaum, and the people here with the Lerner family and the Dream Foundation do a tremendous amount of work around here. You don't just own the baseball team, you're part of the community. And we're trying to tell everybody. And it's the same way when I was in Cincinnati with the ownership there. I mean, we did a lot of stuff in the inner cities, the schools, don't strike out on drugs programs, things like that. And we're very fortunate here.
And probably, Rob, a lot of things under the radar, too, that people don't even know about.
Absolutely.
They're not looking for publicity.
No. It's all about helping other people. And it'll be a great cause and a great night tomorrow night. And plus, you get to see all the ball players dressed up in tuxedos. How often you get to see that?
Might also add their lovely wives or girlfriends. Zimmerman, gone. The Nats are gone. We head to the top of the fourth tie. Tied things up in the second. And Craig Stammen, 3 innings pitched so far for the Nats.
He's doing his job right now, keeping the Marlins as much as he can off the scoreboard. A great turn there. After a base hit, erased by the 5-4-3. The strikeouts are coming, working ahead, and then locating with that good fastball in the inner half. So he's been inside on the Marlins all night. And so right now they have 1 run. We have 1 run. It's a pretty brand new ball game.
Yeah, Marlins have 2 hits. Nats have 3 hits. Hanley Ramirez on base percentage of .400 for the Marlins. Grounded out third to first in the first inning.
Well, and there was that big curveball, and he can throw it a little bit bigger, but right there, not a bad pitch. Come right back with that pitch.
Rounded to Zimmerman. Look at that scoop at third. Like a vacuum cleaner down there.
So he doubled up on the breaking ball there to get Hanley Ramirez. Last thing you ever want to throw that guy's a fastball. He can crush a fastball. So he doubled up with the big breaking balls, gets him to hit it on the ground. Tough hop, even tougher hop that short hop Zim. And that's why you get Gold Gloves. You make tough plays like that look routine, Johnny.
He's now 6 for 9 against Stammen. Grounded out both times to Zimmerman down at third. Craig's pitching a good ball game tonight, isn't he?
You said that, I didn't. You just put the hex on the boy. I can't believe it.
No, you don't believe in stuff like that. Oh, he does? And Chip says, yes, he does. This game is moving right along, isn't
it? I can't believe you just said that. Oh, yeah.
Well, here comes the showers.
Here comes the rain. Oh, there's just some, I don't know if it's a superstition, but.
Well, you noticed last night we never touched on the no-hitter, didn't we?
Never touched on the no-hitter. I had a Coca-Cola over here, a Diet Coke, and I slowly sipped that sucker over 7 innings. I wouldn't finish it. Didn't change anything the entire game.
In the 6th inning, I had a text from Bob in Oklahoma, said, I'm at the airport. My next flight comes back to Washington in about 15 minutes. They can be there for the night.
It was just so much fun.
It really was.
No hitters are at any level, but at the major league level.
How close did you come?
At the major league level, I threw one no-hit inning. Once, I think.
Well, Cantu is gone.
And they can laugh now, Pat Listash and Scott Olson, but last night it was all focus. Scott Olson, great fastball, great breaking ball, great changeup. When you have 3 pitches working, now it's up to you and your catcher to kind of put it in the sequence. And they had a great job, great game going until Mr. David Ross stepped up there in the 7th inning, actually top of the 8th after 1 out, and got that base hit.
I had a no-hitter in high school. Yeah, North Miami High School.
Yeah?
Yep. Carl Shores beat them 24-0.
Well, I know they didn't have lights back there, so that had to be a day game, right?
No, it was a day game.
I know. That's what I meant.
Everything working. Fastball, breaking ball. Let's go downstairs. We're talking about superstitions, Deb. What's up?
Well, I wanted to report that last night the MLB Authenticator started saving every baseball. Usually they save about 10 per game, and we wanted to report it, but some certain baseball analysts said, oh, no, that's too superstitious, and we lost out on the scoop, guys.
Oh,
no, I mean, you had the scoop. I just didn't let you report it.
All right.
It's karma. It's all about karma, especially during perfect game with no-hitters.
And I didn't move from the camera while I sat here the entire game.
There you go, Dad.
Waiting for her shot, wasn't she? Waiting for her shot.
And no one mentioned it in the truck, and everybody was great.
We were all thinking it, though. All thinking it. 1 and 2 to Ugler.
You heard Scott Olson after. Oh yeah, about 3rd inning. I was thinking, who thinks no hitter in the 3rd or 4th inning?
Yeah.
So I mean, the kid's good. He's loose, and at the time, he's one of the more aggressive pitchers we have on the staff, and he's come all the way back from that shoulder surgery. So we need about 30 more of those starts this year, kid.
You're not kidding. Sets a pretty good precedent for the rest of this coaching staff. And I'm sure Craig Stammen saying, if I can do as well as he did last night, we're going to be in good shape.
Well, and that's what you want. We have a lot of young pitchers. We have even some more waiting to get up here and get their shot. You got Matt Chico tomorrow night. So it's everybody, you want them to contribute, but you want them to contribute in a way that they don't want to be the weak link.
Down to fouled off to the left from Ugler. Struck out in the 2nd inning. I was hoping that perhaps you'd ask me who I threw the no-hitter against.
Who'd you throw the no-hitter against?
Carl Shores, all-girls Catholic school in the Florida Keys.
I knew a punchline was coming.
They could not touch me that day. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Down to Zimmerman. Seems like it's his 20th chance of this ballgame. Fires to Dunn, and the Marlins are retired. 1-2-3 in the top of the 4th. Johnny Holiday along with Rob Dibble. Happy to have you with us tonight from Nationals Park. Only 5 base hits thus far in this ball game. Another good pitching matchup.
Well, we know Volstad, his last outing against Stammen, 9 strong innings. Last time Stammen was out of the game by the 4th inning. So much better outing so far by Craig because, number one, he's establishing the fastball early and often. And now he's starting the second time through the batting order, throwing a lot more big breaking balls, a lot more off-speed breaking balls. And so I like the fact that he's saving something the second, third time through the order. He's keeping the Marlins right now at bay and, off balance, and that's the way you want to pitch.
Another great catch by Willie Harris in right field as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning for Washington.
And that helps, and Zim scooping stuff up at third.
Adam Dunn is retired to lead off the Nationals 4th.
And Sanchez scoops that up at first. His own vacuum cleaner on Dunn as they had the little shift on. I love that, though. Ugla plays about 30 feet into the right field grass. Like a 4th outfielder on Dunn.
I think the Marlins probably saying the same things about their third baseman we say about ours.
Well, Cantu plays a lot of third base, a lot of first base. I mean, they move him around an awful lot. Freddie Gonzalez is like Jim Riggleman. He juggles his lineup to try to get his players a lot of time in the actual live game. And so they have some very versatile players on their team.
Volstad with 41 pitches thus far as we're in the 4th inning. 26 strikes, 15 balls. His ERA is 4.29. In one of his wins against Washington, 2-2 in the year. Now 2 complete games in his career, once against the Nats last Saturday. Count is 2-1 to Josh Willingham. Josh with 17 runs batted in to lead the ball club. With a good solid average of 261. I know he'd like to have it a little bit higher. And certainly capable of a higher average, isn't he, Rob?
Yeah, he's definitely capable of a higher average. I think, right now he's in a good place. We need him for more power, more runs driven in. We have some guys that can set the table. And Rick Eckstein, he does a great job with each and every hitter on their approach to the plate. Every guy's got a job to do. They have their own limitations. And you got a guy that throws hard like Volstad. He throws from an angle. Anything inside, I think the Hammer's trying to get out of here.
Fouled on the third baseline. Volstad's recorded 2 strikeouts in his first 3 innings. Zimmerman and Willie Harris. It was a week ago at Florida that Willingham had a double and homered twice. And takes the 3rd strike. You can become a founding member of the Citizen of Natstown Fan Club today. Members receive a ballpark tour ticket, a team store discount, special ticket offers, MLB game day audio, and much more. You can sign up today at natstown.com. 2 quick outs for Chris Volstad in the Nationals 4th, and Pudge Rodriguez grounded out to short the first in his first at-bat in the first. Nice breaking ball for a strike.
When we talk about changing the eye level of a hitter, and what I mean by that is, making sometimes it chest high, other times ankle high, breaking balls, flashing stuff like that, keeps hitters off balance. And another error by the Marlins, Johnny.
They are last in the National League in fielding percentage. That's the 23rd of the year. And Ugla with that error.
Well, this is an in-between hop that stays down, hits his glove. And that is just nowhere to hide if you're Dan Ugla. And the H.H. Gregg Exmo shot there, it just shows that for a split second, picked his head up because he started to throw the ball before he caught it. And that happened to our own Roger Bernardina a few nights ago. And Gotta make sure young people out there that are watching catch the ball first, especially at second base. You got extra time, and then throw it.
Both ball clubs with one error tonight. Willie Harris up for the second time. Struck out swinging in the second. When you look at Willie, sometimes I think people are deceived with the power this guy's got. He's only behind Zimmerman and Dunn in home runs in this ballpark, with 12.
Get in that gap.
Well, Cody Ross runs it down, and that's the Nationals' top bottom of the fourth. We go to the top of the fifth, even up at 1-1. Rethink possible. And by Mercedes-Benz. Experience truly great engineering today at your authorized dealer. It's a 1-1 ball game. Johnny Holiday, Rob Dibble with you from Nationals Park. Scott Olson, remember last night, had that no-hitter through 7 1/3. Consoled a little bit by Pudge Rodriguez. The Geico President's Race, as always, a fan favorite at the ballpark. And here they come.
Wow, they're just, look, Thomas Jefferson, how dare you knock down that president.
With the
Teddy
Florida,
Roosevelt
too.
is, well, right now I think he's over in the area where they...
Trainers?
Yeah, the trainer's room. Giving him some medical attention. He hit his head hard.
Greg Stammen goes to work here in the top of the fifth, facing John Baker, Cody Ross, and then Brett Carroll. Marlins have 2 base hits off of Stammen. Starters on the staff are 10 8 this year.
Well, we're getting more quality outings, and I don't mean that by quality starts and 6 innings, 3 runs. We're going deeper into ball games, pitching along with the games, giving us an opportunity to win. Even last night, Tyler Clipper did a great job after the no-hitter bid by Olson and gave us an opportunity to win the ball game with those double plays, and that's a great breaking ball, as we talked about. Stammen dropped it in there for strike 2. Beautiful.
Yep. And down goes Baker. Strikeout victim number 5 for Stammen tonight to start the 5th inning.
Well, a lot of purpose in these breaking balls, and that one's the 12-6 that just drops off the table. There's the knuckle on the inside, one finger on the seam. H.H. Gregg on the Exmo right there, letting you know that the kid's on his game. Tough to hit.
Now he is 8 innings against Colorado, a quality start, and a win, 7 against the Dodgers. Then, of course, the last outing against Florida last Saturday. Craig didn't get past the 4th inning. Freddie Gonzalez. And a comebacker to Stabman. There's 2 quick outs here in the 5th. Cody Ross is retired. He's 1 for 2 in the night. And let's take a look at our AT&T trivia question. September 4th, back in 2006, which Cardinals infielder broke up Remael Ortiz's no-hitter in the 9th inning? 2006.
I'm going to say David Eckstein was there in 2006.
Is that your answer?
That's my guess.
Is that your official answer?
Is that my official answer? Yes, it is.
And a swing and a miss from Cody Ross. Or Brett Carroll.
Maybe it was Brett Carroll. I don't know. Was he on the Cardinals back then? I don't think he was.
Carroll is up.
You know what?
06 or 07?
I don't know. 06.
06.
I'm saying David Eckstein. That's my guess. The connection is Rick Eckstein, his brother, here at the game tonight. They always have a connection. Let's connect the dots with our truck. A lot of college graduates down underneath this building, Johnny, trying to trick us.
Yes, they are. Spent a lot of time.
Oh, beautiful pitch by Stammen.
Call third strike, and Carroll is gone, and the Marlins are gone. Look at this pitch right down the heart of the plate. Nationals fan, 1-1 ball game as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Going to be with you again tomorrow on Masson, 1 o'clock on HD. The Nats continue the series with the Marlins. Josh Johnson with a record of 3-1, 3.16 ERA, and against the Nats, a 6-0 record. He'll be opposed by Matt Chico, making his first start this year. 7-15, 4.98, and first start since May 21st of 2008. Our coverage beginning at 12:30. Nats Extra pregame brought to you by your Washington Ford dealers with Byron Kerr and the Silver Fox. An MVP of the World Series as Mr. Ribble, MVP of the 1990 World NLCS Championship Series against the Pirates, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was watching in my... What grade was I in?
That was a nice try, Johnny. What grade were you in? Come on. Couldn't have been your 12th year in 12th grade, right?
Yeah. Never forget the first time I met the Nasty Boy in Akron, Ohio a couple of years ago, and he was presenting his very, very dear friend, Dan Patrick, to a Hall of Fame ceremony.
Which you were getting an award for being inducted into the Ohio Broadcasting Hall of Fame.
He and Desmond leads off in the 5th for the Nationals with a walk. And I was impressed that the way you arrived that night, entourage, both in front of you and behind that stretch Chevette they brought you up in.
The stretch Chevette.
Stammen tonight,
nice.
Career high in strikeouts thus far was 6.
Cantu playing it at third. A little toss back to keep Desmond close. He has got 3 stolen bases. And there's nothing worse than a chartreuse striped shirt in Akron, Ohio.
And that was the first time I wore that
baby blue outfit?
Baby blue tuxedo with the blue suede shoes.
And your buddy, your very close friend Dan Patrick,
former Dayton Flyer.
Yeah, he wasn't big at timing anybody that night, was he?
No.
No.
Come on, Danny.
Scammon the last time he tried to bunted into a double play. As Cantu edging into the infield grass at third, now he backs up. And the 1-0. Inside and high, it's 2 balls and no strikes.
Well, and to get back to that first bunt, if you're Craig, you're trying to help yourself and your team. So, you know, you don't want to hit it right to Cantu. You don't want to bunt it to him. If you got a little bit of bat control, which I know he does, try to get it by Volstad to the first base side and get your guy to second base.
Yeah. He pops it up to Cantu on the first, but quickly Desmond gets back. So there's 1 down and Desmond down at first base. September 4th, 06, which Cardinals infielder broke up Ortiz's no-hitter in the 9th inning?
Aaron Miles. Miles and miles and miles of Aaron Miles.
I would have never guessed that.
Nor did I care. It would have been good if it was David Eckstein, because we've got the Rick. Is Aaron Miles in the building tonight?
Not only in the building, in the truck.
Oh, you know what? The no-hitter from last night was a connection. Near no-hitter. I was thinking, you know what? Aaron Miles might be like the great nephew of Wolf Blitzer, who was in the house tonight.
The great nephew?
I'm making that up.
Sounds good to me. Desmond with the lead off first base. Morgan trying to get on for the first time tonight. He's 0 for 2.
Well, a double would be nice right here. Maybe get Desmond to third or even better home.
And the Nationals center fielder leads the National League in triples with 5 this year. That'd be even better than a double. Guys are trying to butt on for a base hit.
And as we told you his last at bat when he slammed it over at Cantu. Cantu playing about 10 to 15 feet in front of third base on the grass. You got to have some guts to stand there.
Well, you're not kidding. Or the name of an orthodontist back in the dugout.
Here's Mr. Cantu. Can do. Excellent fielder.
1 ball and 1 strike. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning at Nationals Park, and a gorgeous night for baseball. And the pitch to Morgan, fouls it off down the left side. Well, this is a tough stretch. 20 games in 20 days. The ball club after the Marlins series off to New York. 3 against the Mets, off to Colorado, 4 against them, and 2 against the Cardinals. Don't get back home until, what, the 19th of the month. And a diving grab. Great play by Ugla on to first, and he doubles him up. And that's the inning for the Nationals. Dan Ugla, as sensational a play as Willie Harris's dive was, that ends the inning, though. And we go to the top of the 6th at Nationals Park. 30 everyday All-Stars will be honored at the 2010 All-Star Game in Anaheim. To nominate, go to peopleallstars.com. Johnny Holiday along with Rob Dibble. Rob, a two-time All-Star back in 1990 and 1991 with the old Cincinnati Reds, and there's nothing like an All-Star weekend.
No.
If you're going if you're going to be there, it's probably like yesterday you can remember, I'm assuming.
Yes, 20 years ago, actually. This year, my first All-Star appearance at Wrigley. And nothing worse than Roger Craig, the manager, telling you as you're going into an hour-and-a-half rain delay, when we come back out, you got it. That's basically sick to my stomach for an hour and a half in the clubhouse. But no, it was a great honor, and I was very blessed and lucky to be picked a couple of times. And now fans have a chance to give back to the Nats players and vote a few of them onto this year's All-Star team.
Wallstead strikes out as Stammen continues to build in his strikeout mark tonight. That's number 7. And 3 of the last 4, we mentioned a career high for Craig. 3 of the last 4 Marlins have gone down on strikes. And back to the top of the Florida lineup. Chris Coughlin, 1 for 2. Last hit off Craig was way back in the 2nd inning, when Cody Ross got that RBI double to plate Florida's only run. Stammen and Volstead working as quickly as last night when we saw Olson pitching as well.
Yeah, I can't believe how fast this game's moving along, Johnny.
It's,
about the 20th inning, I'll be saying the same thing.
I'm just looking to see if any rain is coming. I don't think so, no.
You're looking for some clouds, aren't you?
Yes, sir. Count is even. 1-1 to the Marlins left fielder. Watch this in the 3rd inning. He lines to right.
Oh! That's why he's hitting under 200. Guys are robbing him blind of his hits. Willie Harris. Like I said, though, you owe that man a dinner, so don't be stingy.
Bounded on to Dunn, on to Stammen covering, and there's 2 down.
Very nice. Adam Dunn, like a big cat. Right over to Stammen. Look at this. Gobbling it up, 2 hands. That's a beautiful thing for kids watching on TV. Watch the Exmo. Find your pitcher. He's running over. A nice feed. See, now he could have run the option down at Texas when he almost played quarterback there.
Can you imagine this guy coming across the line of scrimmage for a linebacker or safety to try to hit? I mean, he was a good football player.
Yes, he was.
And you know something else, Rob? He's worked on his defense.
Yes, he has. And, Bob always makes fun of the big man. He's got 60 stolen bases.
That's 60 more than Bob.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Very nice, Johnny. But for a big guy to steal 19 bases in 1 year, I mean, there was a time when he stole all the time. But here's the thing. Nationals need him in the lineup every day. So Jim Riggleman's not going to call on Adam to steal a lot of bases. Just needs him to field that position at first base. He's done a great job this year.
And to swing the bat. That's what he's here for. Yabby Sanchez, the Marlins first baseman, struck out in the 3rd. Bounded into a double play his first time facing Craig Stammen. Catches the outside corner of the plate for strike 2. Stammen and Pudge got something going tonight. A little nice connection there between the catcher and the pitcher. Strikeout number 8 for Craig Stammen. 3 up and 3 down for the Marlins in the top of the 6th in a 1-1 game. Tonight in a 1-1 ball game. Craig Stammen now with 13 consecutive fish he's put down in order. And Christian Guzman gets set to lead off the Nationals. 6th inning. In a 1-1 ball game. Christian scored the run after a base hit in the 1st inning. Nationals on the board with a 1-0 lead. Struck out in the 3rd. Breaking ball from Volstead in there for a strike. And a comebacker, there's one down.
All right, Johnny, you know you got a good team when they pass around the Elvis wig. When you've had a good game, that's the thing that's been going around the clubhouse so far this season. And the kid almost throws a no-hitter, and he has to wear the wig.
That's my favorite
that
right
was
there, Adelano.
Adelano in Chicago after his win. And everybody's proud to put on that.
They want to wear that thing.
That Elvis wig that Nigel Morgan actually wore as a Halloween costume once. There's Luis.
With Stammen right there behind him over his left shoulder.
Oh, come on, guys. Get him some runs. Throwing a whale of a game here.
You're not kidding. Ryan Zimmerman.
Let's see. Going back to last game now against Volstead, that's 14 innings and 2 runs against this big fella. We got to get some runs on the board here.
Zimmerman foul down the right field line. 1 ball and a strike. 1 down here in the 6th. Adam Dunn on deck, and then Josh Willingham.
I think Jim Palmer taught him too well. 6'8", 230 pounds at 23 years old. Chris Volstad out of Palm Beach Gardens, Florida.
Had to play basketball in school, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. That was the thing I didn't know about Robin Roberts, who passed away yesterday, that he was an outstanding basketball player, and even after his Hall of Fame career ended, went on to play against some teams that played against the Harlem Globetrotters.
Zimmerman with a shot to center field, and that one is gone. And the Nationals lead it 2-1. Now, Rob, no sooner did you speak than Ryan delivers.
I used to love when Harry Carey did that 7th inning, take me out to the ball game, and then he'd finish by saying, now let's get some runs. 2-1, breaking ball right there, down in the zone. Maybe even a cutter was a little bit harder than maybe a breaking ball. Look at that head down on the Exmo, driving through it. And it's right out there where Ryan Zimmerman lives, in right center field.
And to the right of the 402-foot sign, home run number 7, RBI number 13.
He has to get him some runs. He gets a run, but don't stop there, gentlemen. You know, you got to fight to put that Elvis hat on, you know? A little hair piece. I've worked with some guys that have those hair pieces that they wear on their head.
I have no comment.
Some guys just keep dyeing their hair, Johnny.
Yeah, that's right.
That Dan Pugh guy.
Does he really?
Nah, I don't know. That's what my friends told me.
Pierre Mergelman with a couple of nice words for Zimmerman. Pitch outside to Dunn. Adam walked in the 1st, grounded out to 3rd, back in the 4th. 2-1 Nationals, and Ryan Zimmerman's 7th home run of the year. We're in the bottom of the 6th. And Volstead delivers. And Dunn strikes out and kicks the dust in frustration.
Well, that's a big man striking out a big man. 6'8", striking out 6'6". And if you're Randy St. Clair, the pitching coach of the Marlins, you got to be happy. After a guy gives up a home run, come right back. One of the scarier home run hitters in the major leagues today, Adam Dunn, and you strike him out.
I said 7th home run for Ryan. Actually, his 5th home run. Grounded to short. Ramirez up and on to first base. The Nationals retired, but not before. Zimmerman goes deep to give the Nationals a 2-1 lead as we head to the top of the 7th in Washington. He struck out 8 Marlins thus far. Ryan Zimmerman got that home run in the 6th, his 5th of the season. It's a 2-1 Nationals lead.
Craig Stammen dealing to this point. It's a great comeback after his last outing against the Fish, showing him that, hey, I'm going to bury this fastball early in the game inside. And later in the game, he has had an amazing breaking ball. So a great game plan between Craig Stammen and Ivan Rodriguez. Don't stop there. Keep going.
Top of the 7th. Diamond trying to continue. Mowing down Florida. Henry Ramirez has been a victim twice, bouncing out to Zimmerman at third. As Craig trying to work on his 14th consecutive Marlin to retire in order. That's the Cody Ross double.
Isn't that what Johnny Padre said in 55 in Game 7 for the Dodgers? Said, give me a run, I'll do the rest.
Good philosophy.
Yep. Well, they got you a run, buddy. Now you're on your own. It's 2-1. Go get them.
You know, speaking about give me some runs, I'll do the rest. The late Robert Roberts, who passed away yesterday, 609 starts. Down to the Zimmerman at third on another spectacular play. 3 straight times. Hanley Ramirez grounds out to Ryan at third base. And there's one down in the top of the 7th. Jorge Cantu coming up next.
Going to his left as well as any first base or third baseman in the game. And makes a great throw off the wrong leg. Now check this out. He's going to come up, hopping on the right leg. And a great throw over to Dunn. And it helps to have a guy 6'6" with a really good reach.
You're not kidding. One down in the 7th.
Yeah, Robin Roberts was amazing. And a nicer man, too. I mean, I was just with him in January at the Scouts dinner, where they raise money for retired scouts and, you know, Major League Baseball, amateur baseball, pro baseball scouts. You know, they don't have great benefits and things, so they do the Scouts dinner every year. And Robin Roberts was given an award this year and passed away yesterday. But you were going on about his exploits as a baseball player. It was amazing.
Didn't miss a start through the entire 1950s. Never missed a start. Won at least 20 games 6 straight years. 1952, won 28, lost 7. ERA of 2.59.
How about this today? 6 straight years of 300 innings or more. How much do you think you'd have to pay Mr. Roberts today to throw 300 innings a season?
I wonder what his top year was. Probably maybe 100,000, 150,000.
You think they made that kind of money back then? I know in the 70s, the Cardinals lineup, they had on the Sports Illustrated cover that I have, the entire starting team all were earning $100,000 each. And that was in the 70s. I'm trying to think. That's a lot of money back then.
I would say, judging with his numbers, he was underpaid.
Oh, yeah.
Immensely.
Yeah.
83 years old when he passed away yesterday.
So baseball has lost 2 great ones in the same week.
Ernie Harwell and
Robin Roberts.
Jorge Cantu 0 for 2 against Stammen tonight.
Side view on Cantu. Looked like he held up.
Yeah, the 1-2 pitch. Foul back. 20,161 on hand tonight for the first of 3 against the Florida Marlins. Cantu in that ladder of RBIs in the National League ranks number 6. Hits a shot to left center. They may not get that one, and it is gone. Off the back of the bullpen wall, and this ball game is tied at 2. Number 7 for Cantu. Robbie got all of that one, didn't he?
Yeah, and he has just been tearing it up this season. A lot of RBIs, 7th home run of the year, breaking ball up in the zone. And Cantu must have been waiting on that since his last at bat. As he was waiting on that breaking ball, he got what he wanted, and it's all right. 2-2 games, a brand new ball game. We've got a few more runs left in our dugout. Keep them right there.
Well, Stammen goes to work with Dan Ugla as Brian Brody gets loosened up in the Nationals bullpen. And a good look at Ugla. And the count runs to 2 balls and no strikes. This guy's got some power too. 4th in the Marlins all-time home run list. 127. And nobody in the nobody in the major leagues has had more home runs since 2006 than Ugla. 127. In there for a strike, 3-1. That's only the Marlins' 3rd hit of the night. But the biggest of the 3.
Heads up. Getting some of these off-speed pitches up this inning. That was a fastball, 90 miles an hour up, and Ugla jumped all over it.
Down to 3rd is Mark Wegner.
And he's got some cat in him.
Yeah.
Some quick movement right there.
I think that explained it all, that picture. Bounded to Zimmerman. Across the gun. And there's 2 down.
By the way, Brooklyn back in 55 in Game 7 got Johnny Padres 2 runs. That's all Johnny Padres would need. And they won 2-0 to win the 55 World Series. Great play again by Zim. It's like a broken record tonight.
6 balls hit his way tonight. Not counting the double play from Sanchez to start off that 2nd inning double play. Not one has got past Ryan. 2 down in the 7th. And John Baker takes a strike. Marlins catcher with a .264 batting average. 8 strikeouts, 2 groundouts, and a flyout.
I got something cool for you. You know how the winning shares today's are like $350,000 per player for, say, the Yankees this year? The winning player's share back in 1955, $9,768 per player. And the losing player's share was $5,599.
And today?
Today, a losing share would probably be $300,000 per player. And the winner gets about $350 per player. Things have gone up a little bit.
I'd say
inflation.
So, yeah.
Cost of living.
Needless to say, well worth it to get to the World Series.
Oh, yeah. Those shares are very nice.
Marlins 2-3-1. The Nationals 2-4-1. Stammen delivers, and Baker fouls it down the 3rd base side. Out of play. Reached on the base in an error. Scored a run in the 2nd. Strikeout swinging for Baker in the 5th.
There you see the stats on his night. Outstanding outing by Craig Stammen. 3 hits, 65 strikes out of 107 pitches. This may be his last hitter, if he can get this final out here in the top of the 7th.
And a foul down the 1st base side.
And I just like the way he's mixed in the big breaking ball. There's Clay Hensley. His father just recently passed away. Back with the ball club. Our condolences go out to the Hensley family.
Two pitch, a shot to center. Niger going back on the warning track. Can't get it. Off his glove and off the wall. And Baker will go for 3. Desmond with a throw to 3rd. And he's in with a triple.
Baker, a pretty good hitting catcher, gets all over this breaking ball, and it just hits off Nigel Morgan's glove. Great effort by Nigel right there, running out of his shirt, running out of room, hits his glove. Great backup by the hammer. And that's going to do it for Craig Stammen's night.
And Baker at third with a triple in this 2-2 ball game. And as you saw barely off the top of Niger's glove. Made a valiant effort, and Jim Riggleman makes that trip to the mound, and Pudge Rodriguez telling Craig Stammen, you got nothing to feel bad about, man. A great effort, and he gets a same kind of ovation. Had this ball game up here in the 7th on Jorge Cantu's home run. Keep in mind, after this ball game is over and after Nats extra post game with Byron Kerr and Ray Knight, you'll watch the debut in AAA for Steven Strasburg. Syracuse against the Gwinnett Braves tonight. It'll be in its entirety following Nats extra post game. Everybody anxious to see how Strasburg is going to do. Roger Bernardino will take over in right field. Willie Harris moves to left. And Brian Bruni comes in from the bullpen, Rob.
Brian Bruni is in to do a job, get an out right here, keep the score 2-2. Starts him off with a strike on a 86-mile-an-hour cutter. There's the gory details right now, but I can guarantee you by the All-Star break, they'll be a lot better and a lot lower.
And Bruni will face Cody Ross. The count to Ross, 1 ball and 1 strike. Bernardino will bat 5th in the Nationals order. As Josh Willingham's out of the lineup. And outside with the ball. 2 balls and a strike.
I can tell you this, Johnny, I can't wait to get home to see Strasburg. And those Nats extra gentlemen.
Yes. You'll be home that quickly?
Well, I live about 10 minutes from here.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Just over the line in Virginia.
You can pop over for a bite before the game. And pet those dogs of yours. Or else be scared away by those dogs. 3 balls and a strike now to Cody Ross. With Baker down at third. In the 7th inning, 2-2 game. Craig Stammen, 6 2/3. So terrific pitching. Gave up 2 runs and 4 hits and struck out a career-high 8.
Now, Stammen was on his game.
Yes, he was.
Needed a great outing after a great outing. Just kind of continue that string and push each other in the rotation. And Bruni, Clippard, Capps, Burnett, they have to push each other down there in the bullpen.
And he lost it.
Tyler Walker, Batista have done a great job. Well, Cody Ross is a good fastball hitting guy. And, you know, Bruni's a fastball pitcher. You don't want to give up a hit right there. So he pitched him carefully, threw some off-speed stuff, tried to get ahead of him, fell behind, and with 2 outs, now a ground ball to the middle infielders is forced to second base. So now Pudge Rodriguez will go out there, and Wes Helms is swinging a metal pipe in the on-deck circle.
Helms 3 for 9 with a couple of driven in as a pinch hitter this year. And he's been a house of fire coming off the bench. Leads all active major leaguers since 2005, the most pinch hits of anybody. And Jim Riggleman's going to come out right now and talk to Bruni. Pointing to something out in right field.
Well, last night, remember we saw Tim Hudson complain about the mound, and they fixed the mound. Scott Olson said after the game that the mound was in horrible condition.
Worst he's seen.
Worst he's seen. And that's disappointing. I mean, for the grounds crew, you got to get some good clay in there. There shouldn't be a lot of distraction over the pitching mound.
Tyler Clippard said the same thing.
Yeah, so, you know, there's a great shot. The overhead camera angle there on Brian Bruni. So whether they're not watering it enough or too much, they got to figure that out.
Well, Brett Carroll didn't have any success against Stammen. Struck him out twice.
Sean Burnett's up now.
They got Batista and Clippard and Capps in that bullpen to the left, as well as Sean Burnett. And back to first goes Ross. First pass tonight for the Marlins. Stammen didn't walk anybody and struck out 8.
Great command tonight. All of his pitches were working.
On the count, 1 ball to no strikes to Brett Carroll. Bruni high, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Baker at third, and Ross at first. Day games tomorrow and Mother's Day on Sunday here at Nats Park, and then the ball club heads on the road. New York, Colorado, and St. Louis. Call strike. And the count is 2-1. You know, Bruni's a proven reliever, Rob, when you look back at what he did last year. I mean, just going off those numbers.
No, I mean, he's in a battle with himself right now. And, you know, the more he does what he just did right there, which is challenge people with his best pitch, have confidence in his stuff, he'll be close to being unhittable. I mean, he's got one of the best fastballs I've seen out of anybody out of the bullpen this year. Not just here, on a lot of other ball clubs. You know, he just needs a little bit to go with it, whether it's going to be his changeup or a cutter, a little slide piece, doesn't matter. He's just got to be more consistent in the strike zone.
Swing and a miss, and he got it. Carroll strikes out for the 3rd time tonight. Inning is over. And we go to the bottom of the 7th at Nationals Park. 2-2 our ball game. families coming out to watch the ball game. Not a lot of hits. Both ball clubs have 4. Both ball clubs have 2 runs. Craig Stammen, outstanding tonight.
Yeah, and Chris Volstad, once again, he's holding us down. We've gotten 3 runs off of this guy in the last 15 innings. Craig Stammen, a great job, mixing up 3 pitches 4 times, throwing a lot of strikes, didn't walk anybody, struck out 8. And so when you only allow 4 hits, a couple of runs to a very good Marlins team, you're doing your job. And this is exactly what we needed out of Craig Stammen. Early and often, he was throwing some hard fastballs in on the opposition's hands. As the game wore on, switched his game plan to where he wanted to go with off-speed stuff, and he had a great breaking ball, great changeup combination the second and third time through the lineup. So got touched up for that home run by Cantu, or else it'd still be a 2-1 game, but that guy right there is pretty good too. 23-year-old Chris Volstad, 6'7" of him, 6'8", 230, 35-pound kid out of Florida.
He can pitch.
He can pitch, and he's stuck it to us twice so far. Need to try to get on the board a little bit more against him.
He's got 2 complete games in his career, one last Saturday against the Nationals. And he's still out there in the bottom of the 7th inning. Ryan Zimmerman's home run in the 5th, or the 6th rather, gave the Nats a 2-1 lead. Then Jorge Cantu came right back and tied it up. Pudge fouls it down the left third base side.
Well, 76 pitches from Volstad, 48 strikes, 28 balls. And that's working hard. Doing a great job locating early in the count, and that puts the Nationals hitters on the defense.
And if you're Randy St. Clair, the pitching coach now for the Florida Marlins, 77 pitches in the 7th inning. That's okay.
No, that's outstanding. Anytime you're between 10 and 11 pitches per inning for the outing, you're doing a great job. Stammen a little bit more like 15 an inning, and that's why he's out of the ball game now in the 7th inning. Because when you get up to 107, 110 pitches, and you haven't even gotten 21 outs, you can't leave a guy out there. You don't want the guy laboring that long. But you know what? The high pitch count 2 tonight on Stammen with all the 8 strikeouts, career high. So he did a great job.
And Rodriguez, a line drive to right there in his tracks as Carrollton hauls it in. Well, your child can be part of the coolest club in Natstown. That's the 2010 Junior Nationals Kids Club. It's full of great benefits for youngsters age 12 or younger. There are 2 membership levels, the free rookie membership and the MVP membership for only $15. You can register now at nationals.com/juniornats. 1 down here in the 7th. Rodriguez retired. And Willie Harris hitting from the left side. Struck out and flied out. 196 average, 2 home runs for Willie. Drops it down the third baseline. Can he beat it out? No.
Wow.
Great play by Cantu. And Harris retired. Great reaction from Cantu playing back.
We are seeing some great defense by the third baseman in this game. Jorge Cantu, bare hand, do or die. This has to be a perfect throw, and it is. Gets him by a step. Gabby Sanchez hanging in there long enough, almost gets spiked, but there you see on the Exmo, all arm right there by Jorge.
And Jorge, a great anticipation, beats Harris by a step at first base.
And right you are. I mean, it's all about first step. Like an outfielder, you always talk about great jump with Cantu. I don't think he expected Willie Harris to try to lay down a bunt right there. As soon as he saw him squaring around trying to lay it down, he had that great jump. And that's the key. 1 step here, 1 step there, and Willie's at first base.
Ian Desmond next, and then Roger Bernardina in that number 9 spot in the batting order. 1 ball and 1 strike for the rookie National shortstop. It doesn't play like a rookie anymore.
Well, I mean, when you put in 6 years down on the farm,
paid your dues.
You paid your dues, but you also know what you want, and you know what type of player you want to be up here, and he's been all of that.
Phillies in the 7th leading the Braves 7-0.
And I know just off the top of my head from interviewing Robin Yount, the Hall of Famer, he made 44 errors his rookie year, I think when he was 19. And he said he couldn't believe they stayed with him. But, you know, it's not easy to come up in the major leagues. You're learning so many different things, and you're trying to play some good defense. And he's done a wonderful job. Even last night during that no-hitter, made a couple of just sparkling plays.
Yeah, the count is full to Ian Desmond. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 down in the 7th. Tie ball game at 2-2. Nationals trying for their 16th win and their 10th at home. Trailing the Mets. Actually trailing the Phillies. They and the Mets only 2 games back of Philadelphia. And a shot up the middle off the leg of Olmstead. On to second, and the deflection from Dan Uggla to Gabby Sanchez, and he is retired, and the Nationals are gone in the 7th as we go to the top of the 8th. .17 slide with that home run in the 7th to tie the ball game. Zimmerman went deep, of course, in the 6th for Washington.
Basically, Johnny, anything you can do, I can do better. And bad breaking ball, same results. Home run, each third baseman, stellar defense, both with a long ball in this contest. It's still anybody's ball game right now at this point.
Cantu among the league leaders in RBIs now with 26 after his shot. And Brian Bruni on the mound will face Brian Peterson. He will pitch in and lead off the 8th inning.
Foul ball, and it gets clips Pudge. Finished.
Chili's, it's all in the, as you know, preparation. And besides that, it's darn good, too.
It is. Wife and I love eating at Chili's.
Base hit to left field. Pinch hit shot for Peterson. Gets the leadoff batter on to the top of the 8th. That is contract selected today. And that's his major league debut with a base hit.
There it is. From Agora, California.
Burnett and Walker you saw loosening up in the Nationals bullpen.
I want to finish this point on Robin Yount and Desmond. 44 errors in his first full season, 145 games, 44 errors at the age of 19 for Yount. By 1982, he would win a Gold Glove, be an MVP. So his next year after that, 31 errors, and we're not saying that he's going to do that here for Desmond, but
running on to first and safe at first.
Wow.
Bobbled it just for a second, and that cost him the out at first base. Coughlin beats it out, And the Marlins runners at first and second, and Jim Riggleman wants to talk to Dale Scott about that call.
Well, right here, it happened to Ugla, and then Brian tries to pick it up and throw it before he actually catches it. And that millisecond and the good hustle right there by Coughlin. Yeah, and he does, because the ball is actually on the ground and Christian has to pick it up. And there you see one of my old teammates, Dave Collins, the first base coach for the Marlins.
In case Dale Scott didn't realize he was safe.
Yep, there he is.
Collins up and out.
Dave Collins. That man knows some baseball. He was a big help to me back in my days in Cincinnati. Joel Youngblood, Ken Griffey Sr., the older players that helped me out so much, especially in spring training when I struggled one year. Dave Collins and Joel Youngblood actually talked me off the edge, or the ledge, as we say. Bruni right now in a bind, needs something to happen here.
That was not an error charged to Bruni or to Guzman. They gave him a base hit. That's the 6th for Florida tonight.
That may change. I'm not buying into that, but that's a hit. It's got to be a hit error on the throw.
Probably
or
on the throw.
Not able to pick it up, but
had he fielded that cleanly, he'd have got him in plenty of time.
Yeah, it was a sac bunt.
And Gabby Sanchez, he's an 0 for tonight.
We don't have time to worry about our official scoring.
No.
Here it is. Bruni's got to pop him up, strike him out, get a ground ball. Would be great for double play, but
Gabby Sanchez, you saw runners in scoring position, of which there's one right now, 385 average.
Well, and then you've got definitely a Nationals nightmare waiting on deck in Hanley Ramirez.
And a shot to right center. Morgan will field it. He will throw. Cut off by Dunn on to second.
Got him.
Got him at second base. One down, but a run scores, and the Marlins take a lead at 3-2. Peterson all the way from second scores. Another base hit in Florida by 1.
Well, if anything, good can come from this base hit right here by Gabby Sanchez. That Niger Morgan hits the cutoff man. Can't get the runner at home, so you get the runner at second base, and Adam Dunn and Ian Desmond at least get an out right there. So now I'm going to put Ramirez on. Pitch to Cantu, who's already got a home run in the ball game, and hopefully he can roll a ground ball, roll it over, and get a double play.
And they're not going to mess around with Ramirez. They will walk Ramirez for the first time tonight. It'll bring up Cantu. Well, the 3, 4, 5 batters in this lineup, Ramirez, Cantu, and Ugla, all home run guys. All with 6 until Cantu broke that log jam with his 7th. Riggleman pondering the situation. You could take away the hit and make that an error on Bruni, I'm imagining, right?
Yeah, I would say it was an error just not being able to field the ball. Then the throw in the dirt.
They're going to pop up down the right field line out of play up in the seats. One out here in the 8th inning. Florida's got to run in to take a 3-2 lead. And with a runner at third. And Jorge Cantu with Ramirez at first. Runners in scoring position.
That's impressive.
You're not kidding. 20 driven in, 394. And Bruni in trouble. Getting with an inside tight fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. O'Brien gets ahead in the count.
Makes a beautiful pitch right here. Exmo catching the action, tying up the arms. Look at how tightly that fastball wound up. Cantu, do it again, or else throw him a breaking ball down in the dirt.
Ramirez back to first base.
Do not want to let Cantu drive a ball into the outfield because that'll make it a 4-2 ball game.
And the 1-2. Foul down the third base line.
Cantu very short to the ball. Some quick hands. It's like our own Josh Willingham, the way they just get as quickly as they can. If you throw 95, you're supplying a lot of power. Just want to put the ball in play, get that bat head out in front.
Bernie checks the runners, 1 at third, 1 at first, and delivers. And just misses outside. Coughlin out at third and Hanley Ramirez at first.
Well, and that's a nice try. That's a breaking ball down, actually cut fastball down in the zone. And if he does hit that and try to pull it, it's on the ground. An impossible double play.
He came in the series tonight with Washington 0 for 17 until his home run. Pops it down the right field line, a long run, and
that's foul.
Can't quite get to it. Great effort by Roger.
And that's a lot of speed out there. He had to come a long way playing no doubles out there in right field. Watch this dive here. This is after a very long run. Great effort.
Now the count is even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. With the Marlins third baseman, RBI leader in the ball club. And the 2-2 from Bruni. Held off back in the seats down behind the first base dugout. Long at bat for Cantu. Freddie Gonzalez. Ball club is on the road 6-6 this year. With good numbers against the National League East at 6-3, Rob. Drop to center. Morgan drifting back should have this. Tying at third base and coming in. Tagging up, and the Marlins have their 4th run of the night. Coughlin scores from third. With 2 down, and the Marlins take a 4-2 lead. Well, Cantu got the job done.
Yes, he did. Continues to put the ball in play with runners in scoring position. Knows that just a fly ball would plate another run and make it a 2-run ball game for the Marlins right there. So that was very painful. You want to try to win this ball game, not waste the effort by Stammen, especially since you got a guy coming up after long rehabilitation in Matt Chico against one of the finest pitchers in the National League, Josh Johnson, tomorrow afternoon.
Johnson 3-1, Chico 1-2. And Harrisburg makes his debut tomorrow afternoon. And another tough customer for Bernie to face in Dan Uggla. 0 for 3. And we kick things off tomorrow with Ray Knight. Iron Curb, and that's extra pregame on Massett HD. And the count even up at 1-1 to Dan Uggla. Already 33 pitches, 19 strikes, 14 balls. Ramirez down at first base, and it's a 2-1 count. Nats can ill afford to get out to give up another run here in this inning. And they're at 6 outs away from not getting this thing in the win column. Two balls and 2 strikes to Ugla. Looking fastball here. Pop. While he's checking his computer. Count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. What's he throw?
Well, he just threw a 93-mile-an-hour fastball, so 3-1, I'd throw the same thing through 3-2. It's basically like 2-2, 3-2. You don't have to throw it 2-2, you throw it 3-2.
Yeah, the count is full. Ramirez leads off first. He's running, and
that was a great slider or cutter right there. And that's going to do it for Mr. Bruni.
So Ramirez to second. Ugla with a walk, and Jim Riggleman walks out.
I don't know, 3-2 right there. That's pretty close. I don't remember anybody calling Dan Ugla Babe Ruth. He gets the call, and Bruni gets the shower.
So Bruni's work is done tonight. He leads. He called 703-290-5311 to join the party with the Potomac Nationals just down the road from Nats Park. Convenient off 95 and some good baseball. Good baseball. Sean Burnett's been pretty good out of the bullpen. 7 scoreless relief in 7 straight appearances. Over 5 innings.
Well, and he didn't get a lot of work on the last road trip, but, you know, when I had a conversation with him, I said, listen, it happens like that. You know, sometimes you don't get work for a week, then you pitch 7 straight days in a row. So never, I guess, wish for some things because sometimes it comes true, and now he seems to be in the game every night.
John Baker is the 8th Marlin to bat here in the 8th inning. And he fouls it.
And the more Sean gets out righties as well as lefties, then Jim Riggleman's like, well, then you're not just my situational left-hander out of the pen. You're my 7th, 8th inning guy out of the pen like Tyler Clippard. Because Tyler's getting lefties and righties out just as easily. So, you know, it's a question of being consistent. He's going to face lefties. You get out some lefties to start innings. You stay in there for a few righties. There's Tyler Clippard. He had a lot of work last night. Kind of spread it around. We don't want to kill these really good relievers this early in the season.
Baker opposite field. Willie Harris, another diving grab. And that ends the inning, but not before Florida puts 2 on the board. Harris with a catch. Florida up 4-2. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Inning here at Nats Park. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Washington Nationals. Johnny Holiday and Rob Dibble with you. Home Depot doing more on defense. How about that catch from Willie Harris?
We got plenty of defense for you. Marlins doing some great defense. There's a double play by Ugla. Cantu on the would-be bunt single right there by Willie Harris, and he takes it, and Willie's out. Then Willie Harris. That was a couple of runs scoring, inning-ending catch there, and the Home Depot doing more on defense. Both teams doing a great job on defense tonight.
And Willie had moved from right field to left field with Roger Bernardina taking over the duties in right. Brian Barden out third base for the Marlins.
And Jorge Cantu moves to first, Johnny.
Guy's everywhere, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Reniel Pinto, the hard-throwing left-hander.
And Willie Tavares will come up to pinch hit. Reniel Pinto. Nearly from Volstad.
Great outing for Volstad.
Nats got to get something going. Time running out. 8th inning. Trailing by 2. Tavares. Then the top of the order with Morgan and Christian Guzman.
Be patient with this guy. He can walk you in a hurry too. You get a little erratic there with the fastball and the mechanics. Gotta get some base runners on any way you can. Walk's as good as a hit late in the game right here.
And Tavares to right field, drifting back. Brett Carroll, and there's one down. Well, now we go to the top of the ninth with Niger Morgan. That's extra coming up right after our ball game before the Steven Strasburg debut tonight with Syracuse against Gwinnett in its entirety after Nats extra post game. Byron and Ray will break down Stammen's outing, just among some of the topics they'll talk about.
I want to hear Ray Knight talk about the third baseman. Ray Knight, a former great third baseman, and those guys were dealing at third base tonight. Oh, defense is a pitcher's best friend, along with a loose strike zone.
Morgan right back off the leg.
Take that.
So the tying run coming to the plate in the person of Christian Guzman. Morgan on base tonight for the first time.
Well, this is an error on the pitcher right here. This ball should be caught, fact, it rolls right off his shin. And so Pinto does not help himself and his team right here by not being able to field his position. There you see the Exmo. Maybe a bending of the knee might help a little bit more.
We'll take a break. We'll come back with the Nationals needing 2 to tie this ball game. Keep in mind, voting is now open for the 2010 All-Star Game in Anaheim. You can help send your favorite National to this year's All-Star Game. You can vote up to 25 times at nationals.com. We suggest you vote early, vote often. Vote today at nationals.com for the All-Star Game in Anaheim coming up.
But you can stuff the ballot box, right?
Yeah, up to 25 times.
Well, no, that's on .com. But can't you just stick as many? Nobody's like, you don't have to sign your name to the ballots, right? So the more people that come to the ballpark, the more ballots they can stuff in there.
When you got named in 1990 and 91, overwhelming unanimous selection, was it?
Yes, by the manager and the president back then of the league.
It was a little different voting then,
wasn't it? Well, the regulars were voted on by the fans, and the pitchers were chosen by the manager, Roger Craig, my first year, and Bill White, the then now defunct position in Major League Baseball, the president of the National League, president of the American League.
That's Clay Hensley, the third Marlins pitcher tonight. He will face Christian Guzman with Nigel Morgan at first, reaching on Pinto's error. Nats need some runners on the bases. Foul back out of play. Ryan Zimmerman next, then Adam Dunn. Against left-handed pitchers, Walker and Caps in the Nats bullpen. Hensley against left-handers. They're only hitting .227 off of him and .250 from the right side.
So a little prayer for Clay Hensley. His dad died unexpectedly, and this is his first outing back off the bereavement list.
On the bereavement list since the 4th of May. Last appearance against the Giants, pitched an inning on Thursday. He gave up nothing. No runs, no hits. Didn't walk anybody, didn't strike out anybody. Out to Guzman, no balls and 2 strikes. Pitched way outside. Pretty good ERA, too, Rob, coming out of the bullpen, 3.23.
Well, I know when he faced this last time. I mean, he's got some good stuff, some low 90s heat, some good breaking stuff, had an amazing changeup.
Yeah, the pitch to Guzman. Pops it down the right field line. That's going to be out of play. And Hensley ahead in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
7 strikeouts against us, Johnny. Back on the 30th of April. 3 innings, 2 hits, no walks, 7 strikeouts, and 50 pitches. And I remember the changeup by Hensley.
He started off as a starter, didn't he?
I think back with San Diego, yeah.
He had 13 and 15.
He's made 40 starts in the big leagues.
1-2 pitch, grounded down the first base line, and that is foul.
Yeah, he started 29 back in 2006 with San Diego, went 11 and 12. Made, let's see, 10 more with San Diego before being traded to Florida.
And those 7 strikeouts against the Nationals, a career high as a reliever. Well, the first, Morgan gets back. Niger 6 stolen bases this year. And Guzman goes opposite field down the left field line in the stands. Foul. And the count stays at a ball and 2 strikes. 4-2 ball game. Marlins the lead. 2 in the 8th, 1 in the 7th after the Nationals had taken a 2-1 lead. Ryan Zimmerman got a home run to put him up on top, and Hensley, you saw his numbers. And foul back again.
Staying alive. 8th pitch, 9th coming up.
If the Nationals are to stay 2 games behind Philadelphia, they got to come back and win this ball game. The Phillies have shut out the Braves 7-0. And the Mets leading the Giants 4-3 in the 9th. On to first, and Morgan gets back. Guzman a single, ground out to second, ground out back to the pitcher.
Atlanta had 2 hits in that game.
Yeah, Guzman, a nice play by Cantu at first base.
Man, moved that guy across the diamond, and he still is wily as a cat.
Third to first, and he's
unbelievable.
That's a terrific play by Cantu.
Well, it might have been a double, but he's playing close to the line, holding on Niger Morgan right there. Exmo shows the damage. Look at that. Great play. Smothers it. Take the sure out right there, and he's thinking, no, you got to throw it to second. Nope, not with that guy's speed. A tremendous play by Jorge Cantu.
So Morgan gets to second, and Ryan Zimmerman.
4th drive of the game, Johnny. There it goes. Way back. Chris Volstad can only watch it go out of the ballpark. And Zim gets the 4th drive of the game. Opposite field home run.
About 400 feet away in right center field.
Can you do that again, though? I mean, can you get 2 4 drives of the game?
You could. So yeah, this would be a
game-tying home run right here.
4th bonus drive of the game with this one.
Big curveball. Yeah, Jamie Moyer in that Phillies game, by the way, over Derek Lowe. 9 innings pitched, 2 hits, no walks, 5 strikeouts.
At age 40, what? 40?
I think it's 46. Maybe older. Let me check that. That's Digger Phelps.
I'm guessing 46. Check swing, and Zimmerman takes a call strike, and he's behind the count. No balls and 2 strikes. 91 in the gun.
He goes a little bit.
Tried to check the swing, didn't do it.
Jamie Moyer, 47, right out of Sellersville, Pennsylvania. Not far up the road from here. 47 years old. He's older than I am, Johnny.
And he tosses a 2-hit complete game. And Zimmerman takes a pitch way outside for ball 1. Morgan down at first. Zimmerman the tying run at the plate with 2 down in the last of the 8th. Marlins taking 2 out of 3 last weekend. We got 3 here this weekend. And the 1-2.
Dig.
Ramirez on the first. Inning is over. The Nationals can't get a run across. We go to the top of the ninth. Florida 4 and the Nationals 2. Dibble with you. Keep in mind, after Nats Extra with Ray and Byron, we will see in its entirety the Syracuse Chiefs debut tonight in AAA of Steven Strasburg against the Gwinnett Braves. That'll be following Nats Extra postgame right here in Massillon. Matt Capps has come on to toss the ninth. And Willie Taveras takes over the duties in right field. That's Capps with 11 saves. Check it. Tyler Walker, not Capps. $15 in the third inning, 16 hits, walk one, struck out 17. When you look at velocity, Rob, don't you? Aren't these two about as close as they get, Capps and Walker?
As far as velocity, Matt throws a little harder than Tyler. Bruni and Capps are close in velocity. Great breaking ball. Tyler Walker is one of the best in the bullpen. Best changeup would be Clippard.
You'll face Ross to lead off the ninth. Well, his strikeout to walk ratio incredible. Only walked one batter so far. And it's ahead in the count for Ross, 1-2. RBI double back in the second for Cody.
You will see him dig that ball into the center of his hand like a fork ball. You don't know if he actually is going to keep the grip or change it in his glove.
Line drive to right. Lars plays it on one hop, and Ross is on with his second base hit tonight. Marlins have racked up 7 hits tonight against the National pitchers, of which Walker is the fourth.
I think that's the 8th hit, isn't it? Because they got 3 hits off Bruni. They had 4 off Stammen.
1, 2.
How many you got? I don't think they changed that up there.
I'll tell you in a second. 7 hits. Yeah, 7.
Still 7?
I mean, I can change it if you like.
No. I wish you could change the score.
Yeah.
Give us 4, give them 2. But
Brett Carroll struck out looking, and struck out swinging.
You know what it is? They gave Coughlin a hit and took it away.
That's right.
Which was the right call, by the way. The error.
In charge, the error to Pinto. Outstandingly.
Or Bruni. All right, we need up play ball right here.
Bruni bobbled. And then,
yes.
Yeah. And the pitch to Carroll, inside and tight. 1 ball to 1 strike, top of the 9th inning in Nationals Park. And waiting on deck for a chance to take his cuts. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rounded down to Zimmerman, could be 2 on the second for 1. Back to
very nice.
Play. Very nice. Second one tonight that Zimmerman started at third base. The runner was erased, nobody on. And there's 2 quick outs.
One of the toughest double plays in the game. 5, 4, 3, especially with Cody Ross barreling down on you from behind. Check it again. Great pitch right there. Smash over to the third baseman. Perfect feed by Zim. And a very nice turn by Christian Guzman, who the more he plays second base, the better job of turning double plays he is doing. It's not easy. I mean, he used to just kind of run across the bag and kick it with his foot and throw it over to first base. Now he's got to run towards the shortstop, catch the ball with his back to first base, knowing a guy's trying to break you in half. I give Christian a lot of credit.
Wes Helms will step in to pinch hit. Now the Gastonia, North Carolina. Count is even at 1-1. 367 average. Has not hit a home run. He's driven in 4. 3 for 9. A couple of RBIs this year coming off the bench to pitch hit.
Very good breaking ball by Tyler. They need to throw them fastballs if they're going to swing at those breaking balls like that. Let's see it right there. You see he's got the seam, pulls down hard on that curveball, and just gets a piece of it, Mr. Helms.
Great camera shot.
Oh, the Exmo is my favorite toys ever.
So you could see the rotation of that ball coming out of his hands.
You know, I wish they had that back in my day, Johnny. You would have saw a few things that maybe you've never seen before.
You mean high and tight?
No, not high and tight. If you're a good lip reader.
and I wasn't. I am.
My catcher Joe Oliver used to always laugh at me when I asked where was that pitch.
Well, the Marlins pitch hit leader, franchise leader in pitch hits, 45 for Wes Helms. Has the count even up at 2-2 against Tyler Walker. Marlins up by 2 runs in the top of the 9th, 4-2. And the pitch inside for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody in Major League Baseball has had more pinch hits than Wes Helms since the last 5 years, 67.
He's made a nice niche for himself, though.
And he draws a base on ball.
Can still play some third base, first base. He's hard as nails.
So after Brett Carroll bounded into a double play, Walker walks Helms. And back to the top of the Marlins lineup, Chris Coughlin. And Sanchez. Ramirez, Cantu, and Ugla. Let's hope it ends right now with Coughlin. Foul back out of play. Warren Zimmerman down at third, involved in 2 double plays. And 6 other balls hit his way tonight. A lot of work for Zim.
There's the Adam Dunn playing behind Wes Helms. And he kind of breaks in front of him. And there's
Mets and the Giants even up at 4-4 in the 9th inning. The Nationals right now 2.5 games behind the Phillies. Rounded down to Desmond, tosses to Guzman, and that is the inning, top of the 9th. We go to the bottom of the 9th. The Nationals need 2 to tie, 3 to win.
got tightened up there. Friday night. Watch out, Ray Knight might be out.
Fox on the streets tonight after the ball game. Hate to see him out there working solo, though. Fox doesn't need anybody with him, does he?
No.
Nunez will come out of the Marlins bullpen to try to nail down this thing in the 9th inning. Adam Dunn will lead off. Nationals need 2. Adam tonight struck out in the 6th, rounded out in the 4th. He's had an 0 for 3 now, 0 for 3 night. 0 for 2 to the walk back in the 1st inning. And the pitch to Dunn.
Hey, in the Royals-Rangers game last night that I watched after our ball game, Johnny, it's Joaquin Soria, one of the better relievers in the American League with the Royals, gave up back-to-back home runs to lose that ball game. Josh Hamilton and then Vladdy Guerrero. So it can be done.
This guy's got some pop in his pitches. 95 with a gun from Nunez.
Well, and Nunez used to set up Soria in Kansas City until the Marlins did a great trade. Mike Jacobs for Nunez. And now he's closing here in Florida.
Adam Kennedy will be next in the on-deck circle. And Nunez ahead in the count to Dunn. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Opponent's only hitting .083 against this guy.
Very violent, a lot like Francisco Rodriguez in New York. Everything coming at you, arms, legs, elbows. This kid's got a great arm.
And the 1-2 misses inside, count even up at 2-2. Against the Giants, he went 1 inning last Wednesday. led the ball club with appearances and set a career high in games, innings pitched, and saves and strikeouts last year. He was saved. He was 12th, and Dunn is gone. One down, and the Nationals bottom of the ninth. Adam Dunn strikes out, looking.
No, that was beyond filthy, nasty. This is a sidearm changeup right there, 85, and look at the bottom drop out. Look at this below three-quarter. Look at the spin. Here on the Exmo, you see this. Watch this sidearm. He throws the circle change. Oh, that's tough to even pull the trigger on if you're a hitter. 95 to 85 from the side. It's a tough one.
So we'll see what Adam Kennedy can do against Nunez. Pounds away, a ball down low. Kennedy batting .227, 11 driven in. He does have 10 RBI in his last 15 starts. Only 3 shy of the 500 RBI plateau. And a pretty darn good career for Adam Kennedy. American League Championship Series MVP back with the Angel. He hits a rocket down off the photographers.
Well, Mr. Nunez has allowed 1 run in his last 10 outings, going back to April 8th. And it was a home run against San Francisco on the 4th, actually. He puts up a lot of zeros, a lot of strikes, and only 2 walks. 6, 11 strikeouts to 1 walk over those 10 games.
He's ahead in the count to Kennedy. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pudge Rodriguez standing by.
Check this out. This sidearm changeup is just amazing. And he even threw that a little harder than when he struck Dunn out on. That was 87 on a circle sidearm change by Leo Nunez.
And the pitch. Line drive between first and second. Base hit for Kennedy. And the Nats hope still alive near the bottom of the ninth.
Well, problem is with a great changeup, when these hitters at the major league level, you throw it 4 straight times. Here it comes. 1-2 pitch. Changeup going away. Adam Kennedy sits on it. And he gets on base now for Pudge Rodriguez.
And then hopefully Willie Harris after Pudge. 0 for 3 night for Rodriguez. Average dipping down. How about having an average dipping down to 388?
Well, Adam Kennedy walked to start the 9th last night. And then the double by Zimmerman. And now the 1-out hit by Kennedy, and you got Pudge up there.
And Pudge the tying run at the plate for Washington.
And you'll never guess who's on deck.
Willie Harris.
Willie Hot Rod game winner Harris with 2 amazing catches tonight.
And of course that game-winning RBI last night. Walk off in the bottom of the 9th with the bases loaded. I'd like to see Willie come up with maybe 2-1. There goes Kennedy, foul back to Harris in the on-deck circle. He tosses up to a fan. And Kennedy retreats back to first. 1 down, 4-2 Marlins, last of the 9th. And Pudge Rodriguez.
The natives are getting restless. They want some action. So do we, Johnny.
You're not kidding. I was just going to say. So do you and I. Pudge with 12 RBIs and a stolen base this year. And the 1-1. Boy, tough to catch up on that 94.
Well, after he's been throwing a lot of those sidearm changeup. Circle changes at about 84 to 87. Then he pumps 94 in there, and he's got a live arm.
The Giants and Mets tied 4-4 in the 9th. Phillies have already shut out the Braves 7-0. And the 1-2 on the way to Pudge Rodriguez. And there's 2 down here in the 9th. Strikes out Dunn, strikes out Rodriguez, and it's up to Willie Harris. to keep things going.
Well, that last pitch, 96, walked the ladder, came right upstairs. When you start looking for that sidearm changeup, this will be the strikeout right here of one of the better hitters in our lineup. 96 going away from you. He's geared up, tries to get the bat head out there. Hard to hit 96 sometimes.
And you know, Rob, no matter the outcome of this ball game, you can't take away the terrific effort from Brett Stanton. 8 strikeout night, 6 2/3, 4 hits allowed, only 2 runs given up.
Oh, and what's really impressive to me too, Johnny, is you face the same lineup twice now in the last 6 days. I mean, it's not easy, especially when you're playing a lot of these interdivision games and you go back-to-back starts against the same team. And give Chris Volstad a lot of credit because he allowed 3 runs over 2 games in 16 innings against us. He did a heck of a job also.
Yes, he did. And again, the Nats jumped off to a lead of 1-0. They took a lead at 2-1 on Zimmerman's home run. But Florida had a 1-0. No, the Nats did have a 1-0 lead.
Yep. It was 1-1. Then it was 2-1 us. 2-2. Now they got 2 more in the 8th.
And Zimmerman and Cantu playing home run derby. Both third basemen hitting it out. And the Nationals down to their last guy. Harris. The count 2-0 to Willie. With Adam Kennedy at first base, 2 down in the bottom of the 9th. Three balls, no strikes. Dead on deck, Ian Desmond. Nationals 5 hits tonight. And Kennedy at first base has one of those 5. And a call strike. Matt Chico tomorrow afternoon and Josh Johnson. And then Hernandez and Sanchez wrap up the series on Sunday. Kennedy going, and Harris takes a call strike on the outside corner. They're not concerned about Kennedy, they're concerned about Harris.
Pretty good pitch right here, 3-1 by Nunez. He challenges him with some heat. Looks like it ran a little bit, but not the easiest thing to umpire, running 94-mile-an-hour heaters. So 3-2. I bet he drops a changeup in there.
And a base hit to right.
So did
just foul. Just foul.
Wow.
Stayed fair, and then at the last second curve just barely to the right of the foul line.
Wow, Willie guessed right along
Guessed
with
right.
the way I
You had it
guessed.
right, didn't you?
You know, you make a living off 3-2 breaking balls out of the bullpen. And
look how close this is, Rob.
Just missed it by 6 inches. But Willie Harris, great job protecting. 3-2, great changeup.
And that would have made it a 4-3 ball game. Kennedy running on that pitch. So the count is full again.
Come on, Willie, do it again.
But you give him a changeup again.
He may gas him here.
Yeah.
Because after that, and he's out in front of the changeup, come back with some heat.
And the pitch. Harris bounded down to short. Ramirez has got it. Fires to Cantu at first, and the ball game over. And Florida takes the first game of this 3-game series as Harris grounds out. And they win it by a score of 4-2. For Rob Dibble and Debbie Taylor, I'm Johnny Holiday. Our final tonight, the Marlins won it 4-2 over the Nationals. And I invite you to join us coming up tomorrow on Mass at HD when the Nats continue this series with Florida. Our coverage beginning tomorrow on Saturday afternoon at 12:30. This has been a presentation of Masson. Now we invite you to stay tuned for Verizon Fios Nats Extra coming up